Nice.
I'm I'm so I'm so psyched for the city. Not only can we like go shopping, but I got like shit I've been holding on for like months to sell,
Sure.
and my pet, and I can try to start looking for what happened to my clan. See if I can
Hell
find.
yeah.
So psyched.
So,
So much.
we
So much to
last
do.
left the Fellowship of the Standing Bear as they arrived at the southern gates of the Yurim Empire's capital city, the city of Yurim. Uh, you got there, I think, later in the morning, and on your journey, which was long to say the least, because of the cold and how it sort of kept stacking on each day and day after that. Eventually, seeing the first lips of snow, getting the first obvious sign that winter is coming. Um, Getting to the outside of the gate. Oh, that's right. You all stopped and talked to an individual. What was his name? You guys bought some oxes from him.
Oh, yep, yep,
Oh
yep, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The
And
one ox. Cause
the
I
one
had
ox.
four
That's
ox.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
We
and some
haggled and
chickens
intimidated him down on it too.
Yeah,
and chickens. We got chickens hanging off of our mobile home and coots.
that's right. You got
I
some.
think some goat.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
and a
yeah.
goat. Two
hmm
goats. It was two goats, I think.
Yeah.
Um. So, anyways, waiting in line to get into the city, you notice the large 80-foot tall or so gates that sort of the name of that thing that I was trying to think of before is called a it
A
starts with a
word,
C. I
a noun, a verb,
Trek.
terminology.
What's that thing called in Pirates of the Caribbean? Those like little those those
There's a lot of
gates.
things.
Crosses?
No.
Wait, sorry. Say that one more time.
Basically, never mind. Let's just forget it. Last time I struggled to remember what it was called, and then I remembered, and now in this moment, as I try to recall it, I'm failing to do so. So we're just gonna kind of move on past that. Anyways, it's a large 80-foot gate, a defensive wall that sort of is about like probably about 15, 20 feet wide. And at the very top, you guys are able to see a smattering of different Urim official guards or soldiers kind of just standing put and watching for imminent danger. The road itself it is about 25 to 30 feet wide in some areas, which is congruent as it goes through into the city. We left off with you guys noticing that about 4 or 5 wagons ahead of you, one of the individuals trying to get into the city has seemed to be denied access and is being removed from the premises as his things are kind of being pulled off and put away to the side. You guys probably, judging by the pace that you guys have been at for the last hour, you probably still have another about 40 minutes or so until it's close to getting your like turn to talk to the guard. So like if you guys want to discuss or anything like that until then, that's where we're going to pick it up.
I think I was driving the wagon last.
Maybe because I know that my character was in bed.
So I'm going to holler back to England. Where's Tuck, by the way? Would he be riding on somebody's wagon? Does he have
He
his own wagon?
yeah, him and Hendrickson have Saffron's old setup before she built the mobile
Okay.
home.
Yeah,
I
they
wasn't
have they have
sure
they
who
have
his
the
was.
mobile home
Version 1.
version one.
Okay. I was just making sure I wanted to congruency. Um, so I being in the front of our caravan, I guess, I kind of hop out to the side to look back at the English behind our mobile home. And I say, looks like there's a good bit of congestion up ahead. Looks like they're either letting people in or denying them and turning them away. What do you think we should do?
Hendrickson sort of pops up his head. And he kind of, as he goes to start talking, kind of winces a little bit and kind of grabs his eye for a moment, and then pulls it back. I'm very used to coming and going from Yurim. This is standard stuff. So as long as we're honest, I don't imagine we'll have any issues getting into the city, especially with 2 nights of horde. And he kind of points over to Zafriel, who at this moment seems to be stuck in a thought and not necessarily paying attention to the current situation.
I'd like
Inglis
to.
kind of punches Null in the arm and says, "Besides, you're scarier than anything else here."
Oh, I thought you were back in your thing. Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't know where it was.
Saffron you can hear Saffron just laughing her ass off at that comment from inside the mobile home.
Null just taking it as like a competition, just a friendly smash back right into his shoulder.
How much of a competition is it, Nal?
He's not letting himself. He's not letting himself be. He's not letting himself be outdone. He's not going just straight ham on him, but he's definitely putting a little more effort in it.
Maybe just roll a strength check then, or
So
athletics.
I just see this. I just see Null go.
So Null's just like.
Hold on. I don't have the. Are you using the?
Oh yeah.
The dice roller, or are you using the?
I'm using my own dice. I forgot. I literally have my dice in front of me, looking all nice, and I just do that.
So you're gonna roll athletics or just strength?
I guess just strength.
Sure.
I don't want to go too ham because I'm already rolling decent. So a 12 plus 5.
Okay, so yeah, you kind of give him a nice little whop right on the shoulder. In Endless, you kind of pull away and like you kind of like already feel a welt that's starting to form that's roughly the size of his fist.
All just laughs.
Pocket, you were gonna say something.
Yeah, I was just gonna pull Null aside and say, "Hey, I bet that you're like 10 Nulls to make that wall. That's the biggest wall I've ever seen."
Fuck.
But it only takes 1 Null to throw you up there.
He's thinking about it. Yeah.
Pocket, real quick, are you in your full garb? Everything you're wearing the mask and everything?
Totally.
Okay.
Always.
And I haven't
This is the
told
way.
anybody else.
This is the way.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like a Mandalorian.
This is the way.
So, as you guys are sort of taking in the rest of the later morning hours, as the sun sort of gets to the peak in the sky, you now roll up to in front of the gate, which is really just about 20 feet in front of you, before you're under the threshold of it. Now being up so much closer, there are 2 doors on either side that go into the wall. Whether you, for those who are paying close attention, you notice that like these must be associated with some sort of barracks or supply sort of. You see a lot of soldiers kind of going to and fro.
The dough.
And you also see a large. There seems to be a lot of like administration tables set up. You see a lot of like officials kind of quilling things away. As you kind of lead the caravan up to the guard who sort of calls for your attention. He's in a group of 4 individuals, and they're all wearing helmets that mostly conceal their face, but because of the lips that you can see, they all appear to be human, at least.
Hail.
The one you see, would you say your character's ever been to Yurim?
No.
Okay, so
This is the largest city he's ever. Well, he's seen the one near to his clan. I don't know if it's larger or same size. It's up to you, but he's.
Oh no, this is much larger than that. that city.
Okay, so this is the largest city he's seen. Null's a little taken back by all of it. He's a little overwhelmed because this is more than he's used to. So the only thing he does is just hail to the guards.
He doesn't provide a verbal
Response?
acknowledgement, but he does shake his head towards you. His helmet conceals most of his face. His eyes are like covered in a way where it doesn't necessarily reveal his immediate features. You do see a bit of a chin beard poking out from the bottom that is a little wily, red with like spokes of yellow in there, and he says, "And you're traveling with who now?" And he kind of looks back and notices the large party you're with.
This is the Fellowship of the Standing Bear. It is me, my wife inside this carriage, are 2 others in the carriage behind me, and another 2 in the one behind that.
I'm the bodyguard.
He kind of looks at. He kind of does a peculiar. Well, he kind of cocks his head towards you, and you just hear him go, "Huh." Which at about this moment, you hear steps coming up from behind you, and you see Hendrickson kind of peek in his head. Excuse me, sir. And he sort of gives him his attention. My name, I am Sir Hendrickson, and these are my traveling friends, and we are just seeking passage through the city. We have things we'd like to accomplish. And there's just kind of a pause. He sort of stands back, and what are those long what are those polearm weapons called? I'm trying to remember.
Halberds, pikes.
Pikes. The pike that he had in his hand, he kind of taps on the cobblestone road, and just sort of like stands back to indicate that you have passage into the city.
I pick up Hendrickson and put him next to me on the front. That way, in case next time.
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay.
I'll just like reach down and.
So with the wagon, then his feet would be like a few inches from the ground then, because.
Oh yeah, because it's only made for the one person to sit up there.
I'll post another picture, just so.
Oh yeah, I know. It's only got like the one seat, so he would be kind of just.
Is he on your lap? Or are you putting him on your lap?
Hendrickson, once he realizes there's not as much room to do what you're trying to accomplish, he just like offers to like sit in that in between window space. That usually is where Saffron would sit if she's trying to sit close to you while you're driving.
Sure. Yeah.
So as you guys enter into the city, there's kind of like because of the lighting, the intense lighting from the other side of the wall as you walk under it sort of like dilutes everything from your vision. But as you walk out into the rest of as you walk out from underneath the wall, suddenly you're hit with a big, huge gust of wind that almost like, in a way, makes you fall back into the path that you were just in. Welcome, Zafriel.
Welcome.
We just got started.
Our cleric joins.
All right, there's the wagon again for anyone who wants to know what it looks like.
So we could like kneel kind of in front of me on the side.
I guess.
We're just entering the city of Yurim. So as you pull back into the light and everything sort of comes into view, you're hit with a huge coastal gust of wind that sort of like makes the smell of sea salt just kind of burn up in the sides of your nose. As hold on, I have some pictures I can kind of share to give you an
Sure.
idea.
Yeah.
What to kind of look.
Wait, what?
Nothing. I have
Wow.
some pictures for reference.
While you do that, so Null opens the little sliding door to check on Saffron. What does he see? Saf.
Huh?
Null is looking through the little slidey door to see if you're asleep or awake.
She's like kind of like passed out, like sitting up, like she kind of like fell asleep after the comment that made her laugh earlier. I can't remember. No, after Inglis's comment, she's kind of propped up on the pillows asleep.
Okay, so this is not as easy as I thought it would just be.
You're okay.
Basically, when you guys went to Leavenwood, I kind of described the architecture similar to that of like 18th century England. You know what I mean? This is very much more so. You can tell it was probably the same guilds that are within the capital city of Yurim who were involved in a lot of the construction or in Leavenwood, just by the striking resemblance. But the amount of detail and like craftsmanship is definitely more noticeable to those who are taking the time to sort of take in the scene. Immediately before you, the road that I described that was 30 feet wide now extends to about 50 feet wide, and there seems to be one main passage. One side of the road essentially is for traveling carts, wagons of the sort, and then there's the other half is sort of like more civilian based, and a lot more of like the sort of like setup shops for the day are just present here, and you just smell the scent of like cooking tuna just sort of waft through the air. And right after that, as you get about 20 to 34 feet, oh my gosh, 20 to 30 feet more into the city, you start to notice everyone make perception checks, I guess, real quick.
I'm passed out in the
Okay, yeah.
hall.
Oh yes. Then don't.
That helps me because I was like, oh, let me do all that.
15.
19.
19. Zafril?
That would be a 5.
5?
Damn.
Okay. Anglis, did you want to roll on that? Or are you still doing stuff?
I was just asking where are we at right now?
So you guys just because you just went through like customs basically, not really, but like you're now in the capital city of Yurim, which is if you guys look in the general, let's see here, I think it's things to know. It's things to know. If you look at the west map, you'll notice that Yurim is the right there on the western coast, coastline rather, and for those that were looking around, I think Null and Endless and Pocket, you notice that like most of the people you see here are human. You haven't seen any sort of other race yet, but as you kind of look down the way, you do start to see some shorter folk. Maybe further into the city you can find more diversity, but for those who are familiar, Yurim is a very human-centric city.
They're not like, just to clarify, they're not like a racist city? Like, they're not like, only humanoids. Oh, okay.
You'll find out. I feel bad for anyone who calls you a racist.
Hey, Hendrickson. I noticed there's mainly just humans here. Where's the other races?
Well, I know there are some larger, like diverse communities around the guilds, but it is no lie that Yurim is very, very much populated with. And he kind of points to himself.
Stupid.
All right, well, let's try to find somewhere to park the caravan and just.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me, and you can roll at
Sure.
advantage because Hendrickson is sort of helping you.
Sure. That's a 10.
10?
Yeah.
You're able to the amount of traffic, I guess you could say, is more than even what Hendrickson was anticipating, and because of this, he realizes that the tavern that he was originally going to try and take you towards is going to be way more out of the way because of how many people are just traveling right now throughout the city. So instead, you guys go down, you follow the main road that goes about a couple more blocks, give or take, and you see that there's a tavern that like is built on the corner of the road that you're traveling on, that now splits into two different roads that go in different areas of the city. And right on this corner, like much in like a New York style fashion, has like a corner built building that stands about 3 feet tall. Excuse me, not 3 feet tall, 3 stories tall.
Goddamn.
And right outside on either side you see a different combination of different horses, beasts of burden, or wagons and carts that are tied up. Of course, you don't see anything that looks remotely similar to what you are sort of flaunting around town, Null. And while as you go towards this tavern, you do notice every once in a while some like ogling eyes that just kind of look in either in awe or confusion or like jealousy or a combination of all three. As you get closer and closer and closer, you start to see a arcane sign that is on a very slow rotation of like kind of like, imagine neon if you will, but more with a softer glow. And on the side, in cursive writing, it says the 3 stack.
So, can you describe the scene around us a little bit more? Like, is it common to see like beggars on corners or like?
Yeah. So, getting further into the city, the congestion has died down a little bit because you're not right by the main south gate, but there are, let's say, what would be really useful is if, oh, you know what? Can't I just do something? Yeah, here we go.
What are you doing?
Hold please. I'm going live.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I'll try
I
to give you an idea.
Oh,
So,
Cool.
just to kind of give you an idea of like what I mean, these aren't super representative. It's just like a kind of a collection, just to sort of give you so there's like some buildings that are like more like classical and not so updone like some of the buildings closer to the gate, but there are several buildings that like are masonry work is very, very nice. The guilds they have in the city are known for that. But like a lot of the buildings are like 3 stories tall, some even 4. And things of that nature. But yeah, that's that. So that's kind of like the area you're dealing with right now. And right now, Zafra, you do actually see there are a collection of beggars. There's like the main road that like starting really right around the 3 stack, like the tavern is like old and famous and like such a part of the community that it's just like been around for a while, but it's also like in the area of town that like doesn't have a lot of money moving through it. So because of that, poorer individuals and families that aren't able to live up to the like Yurim standard end up sort of kind of gathering in this sort of section of town. And you personally have done like lots of work specifically in this part of town because it needs it honestly.
Sad sight.
I mean, it's not like people dying on the streets, but like it's like you can see that there are some people struggling.
I'd like to hand out 9 silver collectively to hand to beggars while we're walking up.
Okay.
Did we park our
Oh yeah,
Or
yeah. So
wagon? Okay.
in this time, you were able to go up to the side of the 3 steps.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are kind of rolling down the street as you guys as you guys are getting set up. You notice Zafriel is giving another different gentleman a silver coin as he comes back to join the party. And it's,
I
now it's up to
go
you.
to I go in to wake up Saf and let her know the good news that people are taking a notice of her work.
When you come in, she's actually already awaking, ready. But she isn't on the bed. And she kind of smiles happily. She's like, "That's good. Maybe they will like my patent."
I hope so.
She'll grab her little journal. She's gonna slip it and her coin purse in her chest piece, and then apply the leather armor so that both her patent and her valuables
Not going anywhere.
are. Only way someone's getting that is by peeling off her armor.
Sounds good to me.
And she's gonna tell Siegfried to guard the caravan area, but he can sleep in the mobile home, and she's gonna take Boulder and head out with no.
Should we I asked Saf, should we give them their gifts?
Oh, she kind of smiles for a bit, and she just goes, "I forgot." Yes. Almost.
So
Take it away.
everybody come over to the mobile home. We made some gifts for everyone.
Hendrickson just kind of like cocks his head, looks to you, Zafriel, for approval.
I give a confused look back and I just walk towards.
Hendrickson falls in tow.
We just give them like 6 tortured slaves who've been bloodied eagle, one for each of you.
No. So
as everyone
you come,
sort of gathers around, are you going to do this outside of the wagon? You're going to have some...
Yeah. I'll like have them in hand, kind of covered, as a surprise.
Sure.
We'll just invite. How about this? This would be kind of more special. We'll invite like 2 people each into the.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's have. Because he's just my favorite little man. Let's have Hendrickson and Zafriel come in first.
Very well.
Hendrickson
So when you-
looks at you endless as he kind of sarcastically swallows a nervous gulp.
I thought I was gonna be your favorite little man. But that's
Favorite
fine.
little man. I don't know, when she needs her feet rubbed, you might win there.
Man,
Hey,
he
that's
might
my
like
job.
that. He might-
That's my job. What the hell?
He's like, hey, I got goblin fingers. What's up?
What's that?
You're gonna catch these hands is what's gonna happen. These hands are rated E for everyone, little man. You thought I hit Henderson.
So, excuse me, Saffron, you get Zafriel and Hendrickson, who just sit very politely and respectfully in a position and sort of look to you.
So I will do mine first, and then Noel has something very special for Hendrickson. She lays down 2 sheaths for their swords, but they're made out of rock mammoth leather, and the top of it and the bottom of it has been engraved with metal from Noel. If you guys-
in general.
Yes, and if you look in general, they look like that, like the scabbard, not the dagger.
Mhm.
The scabbard.
Yeah,
will
just a scabbard.
will look like that. Now the metal pieces, if you scroll up to just above our symbol, you see just go up slightly. You see above the orc character Null posted?
Here, I'll post them again.
Yeah, just post them again. So that's what the metal looks like on the top and the bottom.
Okay.
That's
And
so
then
bad.
there's a metal piece that has our official symbol that we've created for us.
Yep. So Saf made the leather portions, and then Null made the metal pieces, and then we designed together these scabbards for you two.
And she'll hand both of them. She'll hand Zafriel rock mammoth skin leather wrappings for his weapons, reins and saddles for his horses made out of the same skin. And then she looks to she looks to Hendrickson and she goes, and Null has a very special surprise that me and him both created for you.
He just like
Oh,
looks over at you.
this one Hendrickson took a mighty amount of my brain power to make, and a lot of at least 3 days to try and perfect. It's not the best sword, I will say, but he takes out this large great sword with the same scabbard, but for a great sword, and just shing, and it has like a glow to it. I enchanted this sword with +1 magic to it. I think it only works every occasion, but sometimes it will be a +1 magic weapon for you. And he just and hands it over to him.
And the handle is made out of the mammoth tusk.
Yeah.
Wrapped in
the handle is made of mammoth tusk that's been like straightened out, wrapped in mammoth hide that has been treated, and then the guards are made out of like mammoth, metal with mammoth tips on them.
He kind of like takes the blade out just a little bit, and you do see that sort of semi-inconsistent magical glow. And as he closes it, you watch as like a single tear starts to form in his eye, and it just kind of it just falls off the other, and right as that one falls off the cheek, the other one falls, and then suddenly he has like a little snot ratter just kind of just like laying at it. I will use this until the day I die. And he like puts it next to his other sword that he has on his person. Thank you. I will not.
Naw just gives him a big old bear hug.
And he tries to squeeze you as hard as he can, and it's like cute because it's like when a child tries to hug you as hard as they can, and it's like not at all like hurtful whatsoever.
Naw just says, if it wasn't for you and Zeph, I'd probably be dead right now. You mean a lot to me. You're like family.
Wow.
Your life is worth saving, friend. Thank you for this gift.
You are most welcome. Saddles, all for your horses, all brand new leather wrappings. And it's made out of the skin, so it's very durable.
He sort of stands up and then just bows his head one more time. Thank you. And he just sort of like excitedly heads for the door.
Next we'll have Pocket and Inglis. Come on in.
Wait, hold up. I think Zephyr wanted to say something.
Oh,
Did you?
yeah.
I hope that you two continue to survive here. You make this world a better place. Although we don't share the same beliefs, I'm glad that you two are a part of my world. And I walk out the door.
Damn, oh my, you're gonna make me cry. Wow. Now Colin and him have now both made me almost cry. As
You
you're
as
about to
well,
leave,
brother.
As you leave, you probably for the first time ever saw like Saffron like almost like show like about to cry. Like almost. She's trying to hold it back.
Zephyr, as you exit, you look over and Endless and Pocket are sort of just kind of standing there.
Hey, they've got something in there, but I can't promise it's gonna be as good. So, good luck.
Hey, don't worry about it.
We made you guys biscuits and gravy. Have a good one. Bye-bye now.
We made it 2 days ago, so the gravy's a little clunky.
It's a little stretchy, but just chew harder. Then she'll call for Inglis and Pocket to come in.
Ladies first.
I am a man, actually.
Let me show you.
Oh, I literally thought Truck said that, but that was just you, Zephyr.
But I will gladly walk in first, because that's what real men do. They are the first to conquer. And yeah.
And I'll just walk in.
I thought you were a goblin.
Oh wait, I don't know if Endless
Technically-
knows that yet.
Yeah,
He
the only
doesn't.
person who knows is Null.
Because right now he like wears a mask that conceals his
Oh,
goblin
that's
features.
That's why we're making this as a way joke earlier.
I'm Batman.
Anyways,
Sorry.
you hear clunk, clunk, clunk as Pocket comes in and sits down. His dragon mask nearly like bumping like a jar off the shelf, but he's able to like kind of catch it in time. Endless follows in after.
So we have for you, we have new leather wrappings made of sewn mammoth skin, and she hands the same scabbard, but for wait, what weapon does Pocket have again? Is it a gun or?
A pistol, a dagger, and he has his little like. It's almost. Do you know like when you go to like a basketball game and they shoot like
The t-shirt
those
cannons?
shirts? Yeah, like the t-shirt cannons. It's pretty much he has a
Oh.
t-shirt cannon strapped to his head.
Well, we have a scabbard for your dagger. The other we did not make.
So she hands you the scabbard and leather stone mammoth leather wrappings for your hilt you can do, and she gives the same to Inglis. But she did work on something a little private for him, and she gives him a leather face mask and just goes, and she just like gently pats your cheek like this. Honestly, because I'm still surprised you still have one.
Nods is
England,
laughing.
He grabs it and he's like, "Aw, Saf," and straps it on.
It honestly, swear to God, it like just 2 holes and like 3 fucking like slits,
Oh,
and then it has
Christ.
a buckle. You look like a serial killer.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You have a leather mask. Jesus Christ!
he's
So
Leatherface.
are we talking like Hannibal Lecter or like
Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Christ!
If
Good
you want,
God.
I can make you a dragon mask. It's not as terrifying, but I-
I would greatly appreciate that, but while I have this, I'd like to have a little bit of fun.
hey man, you get in trouble, I'm not helping. Just heads up.
Saffron's just laughing her ass off. She's just like, I'm just surprised that honestly you have a face anymore. And she pushes your sheath and wrappings to you as well. And she also made you reins and I just called it earlier.
A saddle.
The things that
Saddles.
saddles, all made out of
Mhm.
stone mammoth skin. So that's tough as shit.
By the way, they've all been reinforced with steel, like at various points, so they're gonna
Super
last.
sturdy. Yeah, they're gonna last. They're gonna last a hot minute.
Hey, well, now that we're giving gifts, I have something for both of you too.
Don't
Um,
squint my mobile home. That she like squints and looks at you.
Yeah, those.
I hand a circular ball, and I just hand it to Null, and I say,
If you want to make someone full of metal, just put it in your hand and hit it against them. Just boom, like that. And
I'm pretty sure my hand's stronger than metal, but okay.
try it against Englis. It would be funny.
Wait. I need to
Can
remain.
you describe what it looks like, or is it literally just like a metal ball,
it's literally just a metal ball. It looks
like
like
a ball bearing almost?
it looks like, so it's like this big, and all you can see from the exterior is like these metal, like very, very thin lines, almost making it kind of look like a metal basketball that's like this size, and you really don't know, like it feels hollow, and like you kind of shake it around and you hear dust in there, and you kind of hear a few moving parts in there, but other than that, it's a mysterious ball. And that's all I'm gonna say.
I'll try opening it later, I guess.
Definitely do not open it. That is the worst idea possible.
What did you give me? A bomb?
Wait, do you know what a bomb is? This is medieval times.
It's well, I wouldn't say bombs. Like gunpowder technology is new in the last like 20 years. So it's not a far off concept.
Yeah, it's like a bomb. It's like, yeah. If it goes boom. That's the best way to
So
describe
you
it.
gave this to me in my home. Right next to me and my pregnant wife. Thanks.
Hey,
It's secure. And I pull out like 2 more, and like I'm like, see, look, and one of them accidentally falls out of my hands, and I hurry and catch it before it hits the ground.
Make a dex check. Let's see if you do.
You might die here. If you destroy my home, I will kill
Let me
you.
see. I'm gonna roll intimidation.
Oh, that's like a 22.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You like catch it with your pinky and your thumb, basically.
Yeah,
Niles
like
just
almost I
got
did
his
it on
teeth
purpose.
showing, just like a snarl. Just.
Hey, someone does one nice thing, and you're about to kill me again. What the heck?
I wasn't planning on killing you, as long as you don't kill us.
Hey,
You nearly
these
dropped that damn thing.
hey. They're not that strong. Look at it. It's tiny. It's not gonna blow you up. You like are 10 feet tall.
Alright. Thank you for the gift. I hope you appreciate yours, Tiny.
Yeah, just be careful. Don't
So-
like
Oh,
put it
thank
on
you.
a shelf.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I have a gift to offer you other than my continued friendship.
She just like grabs the dagger. I swear, if it's webs again.
No, just my friend, my continued friendship, and I like pat Saf on the shoulder, and I like reach out to like grab Nal's hand, like a bonding grab, and I'm under my breath. Please don't break my hand.
It's a loving. He's not
Wait.
breaking your hand.
So, as you all sort of convene at whatever times to head into the 3-stack, because I believe in the power of friendship, everyone permanently gets a plus to their total HP. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. That was
Man.
beautiful. Okay, first of all, Tuck. Fuck, man. I almost started crying. That was just, man, got my heart all fluttery. Man, I love this game. I love this game so much.
It's great. It really is. But yeah, everyone's health increases by 2 permanently because the power of friendship is real.
Friendship.
Thanks you.
How do I? Oh,
I think you can manually override
Yeah,
your...
go to HP management, and then you can override Matt's HP.
Oh, I can? Cool.
Yeah, be careful of that because it's. I don't know if that's gonna apply new level rolls to that or anything. I don't know. Because that's
It's
like
a-
it overrides it and sticks it there. You're gonna have to go to manage HP in your edit, and then for rolled HP, just add 2 more to the roll.
Okay.
Oh, that works, yeah.
That would be, yeah, I would do that.
What's the... There it is, okay.
But yeah, about the time you guys are heading into the 3-stack, it's a little past high noon, and some overcast that was not present during most of the morning is now mostly covering the sky. The winds that are coming over the ocean are just bringing big ass clouds with them, which kind of like now that most of the sunlight is being blocked, and with that continued chill, you just are instantly reminded of the persistent cold that you guys were experiencing on your way to the capital city itself. Making your way into the 3-stack, you notice immediately that there are conflicting songs being played at the moment. There are this main floor, mind you, it's like that triangle shape, right? So as the room goes deeper and deeper inward, the room sort of expands out, and in the center of the room there's a Vegas-like red carpeted staircase that tapers out towards the bottom, that goes assumably to the 2nd floor, but the 2nd floor disappears out of sight very quickly. There's no like balcony or anything like that. Now, following that main staircase, the whole length of the room itself is probably about 60 feet, and either side of this first floor almost looks like two completely different establishments. One side is like has this sort of like darker color palette worth of colors like darker blues, blacks, purple, and things of that nature. And the opposite side of the room is like very much brighter colors, like white, pastel pinks, and like it's just very diametrically the opposite. And there are two different bands playing completely different music, and it like is very uncomfortable at first for those who like get overwhelmed by the amount of sound, because it's almost like they're trying to compete for the space, but everyone seems to be having a good time. The accoutrement and tables and chairs and whatnot are the same on either side. Like it's not like completely different furniture, but because of the aesthetic choices made with the different decorations and paint color, it's very diametrically different. So, right now this place seems like probably at 60% capacity. There's still quite a few tables to sit at. Both bars seem to be relatively empty on either side. And yeah, what would you guys like to do?
Let's find a table to sit at.
Sure.
But
Oh,
which
well.
table do we choose?
I don't really care.
Laughs to himself.
Hendrickson. Oh, go ahead.
Nall just gives a chuckle and says, I don't really care, just as long as it's with all of us.
Hendrickson just kind of points over your shoulder. I prefer this side, and starts to head towards like a table that has pastel pink flowers just kind of sitting on top of it. It's just much nicer. I don't know. And he just sits down at the table.
Follow the man.
Yeah, you're not sure what
Yeah.
he means by nicer, because the whole establishment seems to have a certain level of like nicety across the board. So
Would
clearly
you say like the white pinkish side is like ostentatious,
both sides are very ostentatious.
just in their own way,
Yeah.
just opposite to each other? I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look who's taking charge. Well, I guess we know where we're sitting.
To be honest, I don't really get out much, so Hendrickson's probably best for this.
And in a moment, Saffron will tap Noel on the shoulder and go, "You have fun doing that. I need to go see something about my patent, and that's the first thing on my mind." As she kind of smiles.
I'll come
Yeah.
with you.
You have fun with them. We'll have our time.
You
Get them
sure?
all- She's like, "Get them all drunk. It's funny." And she
Zafriel puts his hand to his holy symbol and taps Saf on the shoulder. Best of luck to you. And casts Bless at first level.
she smiles, puts his hand on her chest, and just does this. Thank you.
I think that.
Let me
only
know
lasts
if you
for a
need my
minute.
help.
Does it only last for a minute?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Hold on, let me look.
Yeah.
You can still do that, but it won't last for her whole time being out in the town. And I'll be right back. Talk much else.
Actually, I still make the gesture, but I don't cast the spell.
That's fair.
Unless you can get everything done in 1 minute.
Are you sure you don't need my help for haggling, Wink?
Oh no, you have fun. This will be pretty easy for me. As she points at like just her, flexes her arms.
Okay. Well, Nall just rubs your stomach and says, you be safe.
Oh, absolutely. She'll give him a kiss and wave it at one, and she'll disappear with the ground.
I'll just go and sit with the table then.
I've been very eager for this day. I'm not gonna do
No. What's your AC?
Oh,
17.
Wait, what?
I'm just curious. What's your health?
Oh,
94.
Huh?
94.
Are you a barbarian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
Yeah,
I'm a bard.
You missed it, man. We had both our cleric barbarian and him barbarian doing like like wrestling with pure fucking strength. It was like a mountain of muscle. That shit was crazy.
Right, like actual
Yeah,
wrestling?
that was before I got the increase too.
No, you're already increased.
That was before that.
No, it's when you were taken over.
Well, yeah, but that was like when I had 18 string, not 20.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
That's what I was meaning.
What did I miss exactly?
Oh, just talking about when him and Zephyr were wrestling to the death, basically.
He was wondering what my AC and health was, and then we just talked about that.
We didn't wrestle in the bar.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. I was like,
Well, the
wait,
night
what?
is young, my friend.
Alright, so Saffron, you once everyone kind of gets situated at the table, you head out for the door. Now, before we start, I want to determine how many people are doing what, so we can kind of chunk.
Smart.
So, does anybody else like want to do anything that's not chilling at the tavern? Because that's going to be its own thing.
What time in the day is it?
It's probably close to about 1.
Nal would probably go around the town just to familiarize with the area, then just drink. You know, it's a little too early.
Okay. Does anyone want to join Null, or do you want to have
Yeah.
your own prerogative?
I'll take a couple of drinks, and Hendrix and I will follow Null.
Okay.
Sure.
And
I'd
just
probably do the same thing, but I do want to stop by a blacksmith or someone who has like scrap metals or just materials to craft.
Okay.
Right here, baby.
Oh yeah, no was
I'm
no.
a blacksmith with those items.
Oh well, you also need materials.
Oh yeah,
looking
I'll
for
go
materials.
with you. I mean, I'm also looking for. But if you need a blacksmith, I mean, my services, I can run you a little cheaper.
And
I'm pretty good at blacksmithing as well.
Oh, I thought you were a cook.
Oh, I'm a
many
good cook
things.
too. Yeah, I'm a lot of things.
Oh,
Sorry, Endless, please.
Oh, yeah, I'll follow suit.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, Saffron, as you make your way out into the town, I guess. How do you want to start out on this? Tell me. How do you want to get things started?
She's gonna be looking for the guild halls because that would probably be the best place to sell her patent.
Please make an investigation check.
Claire, thank you, Claire.
you're welcome. 16 plus 3, so 19.
19. As you start, you head down the road that goes north, further into the city, that past where you parked all your wagons and whatnot. You end up making your way around, and eventually, you come to. Oh boy. Let's see here.
What was that? That is
La,
hilarious.
la, 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 la.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's cute. It's cute. Yeah, they just out of nowhere.
It's like my brain 24/7.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I am just doing a thing real quick.
The thing.
You after after asking around, the specific that there is like a guild centric sort of area where most of the factions are operating out of, but throughout the city there are smaller establishments that act as conduits for them, and eventually you end up from walking around, you're able to find an establishment that's called the Retaliation of the Sophisticated.
I like
And
that.
below the name, you do see a series of small hammers, and it gives you the indication of like this might be what you're looking for.
She'll go in.
Right. And as you do, a small bell kind of ding ding kind of rings behind you.
It
Uh,
kind of speaks her a little bit. She's like,
and as you jump, you hear a it gets them all the time. And as your eyes adjust to the dimly lit building relative to the outside, you notice that there is a orc gentleman who's probably, I don't know, in his later years for sure. His tusks that are visible from his bottom jaw are yellowed in areas, and some of the skin beneath his eyes are kind of baggy, and he seems to be just kind of whittling something away. As you take a look around, the bottom room is probably only about 350 square feet, and you do see a small staircase that goes up to what you know to be a second floor above.
okay.
You do hear the sounds of footsteps above you, so there seems to be commotion. But this orc gentleman is the only one down here in the bottom of the establishment.
Oh, okay. She clears her throat and kind of giggles a little bit at just the. She actually thinks it's kind of ingenious, but she clears her throat and she says in orc, "Are you the shopkeeper?"
Well, I wouldn't say I'm the shopkeeper, but I help keep this place running, so sure, yeah, I guess I am a shopkeeper.
Nice. Is he responding back to me in orcish or no?
Oh, did you say that in orcish?
Yeah, I said that in orcish.
Oh.
I always do it in orcs.
Oh,
Even though they're my favorite type of people to kill, I'm polite.
Then yes, yeah, he responds in orcish and goes on to say, I don't really see a lot of people speaking that tongue. I surely do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Your people are great warriors. My clan and another clan of orcs used to go to war for many, many generations, and very much respectable warriors. Culture. Know thy enemy. Know thy comrade.
And now in common says, so, to be honest, we're not really looking for a lot of work right now, so if you're looking for a job, you're out of luck, kid.
She smiles and goes, "Oh, no. As she actually keeps talking in orcish. I'm looking to talk to an owner about a design of mine, and I'm trying to find the owner."
Yeah, first he cocks his eye and it is kind of stuck, jarred, because your persistence with the speaking in orc, it just throws him off. And like, almost like, make an insight check for me real quick.
Can you make me an insight check, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's an 8.
8?
Plus anything or no?
That's no. I already do the plus. I'll
Yeah,
do
you're
it.
still you're good with that. Okay.
8. As you're standing there, like, he seems to be uncomfortable, and you're not sure why, but then continues to speak in orcish as he responds. Well, I mean, let me see. Do you have it? Do you have anything on you?
My design?
Yes.
She pats her chest. Yes, my design book is right here. Are you the owner?
I don't run the guild, but I am a high-ranking officer in it, so sure, yeah, I have some pull, and yeah, I help buy and manage patents.
I already like him.
Tony! And he just...
Oh, no. She waves. She goes, no, I just didn't know. And she, she unbuckles one of the buckles and reaches in and pulls the book out and buckles it back. And she hands them the book, respectfully.
As he grabs it, you hear pop, 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 and then the sounds of little tiny feet running down the stairs incredibly quickly. and you see this like this flash of this person running up who's wearing like a simple brown leather sort of jacket type coat that's very baggy, and on his belt that has a large like golden buckle. You see like assortment of different like carvings tools and whatnot. A gnome gentleman with a pristine waxed mustache that kind of curls and has a third curl. It curls in 3 times. It's a pretty curly fucking mustache. His eyebrows are just as manufactured, I guess you could say, with also wax that kind of has them coming up in a unique pointy sort of pattern. Very exuberant, if I must say anything at all. Okay. What is it? He kind of jumps in and takes like the book from the orc. Oh gosh. And the orc kind of leans over and sort of like whispers a little bit of something in his ear. Oh, okay. Well, welcome. This is our guild. Retaliation of the Sophisticated. Isn't that just a lovely name? I love it so much. Wow.
She nods. She's like, yes.
Yes. I love a gal that just knows what something great is looking at her straight in the eyes. My name's Tony. And he sort of like kind of flips out his jacket and he pulls out another book and starts to scroll through it, and he kind of looks at like he's cross-referencing some information, closes the book, puts it down, opens yours up. Will you please explain to him as he looks at it?
Yeah, so what he's looking at when he opens the book, it is made out of leather, and it's the edges of the book. The hard pieces are pretty thick too, with a big leather strap, and there's easily almost 100 pages of great detail of how to make a mobile home on fucking wheels, like with the stove, the placement, the materials you use to keep from the heat lighting the place on fire, to just the whole design to withstand the weight of furniture and living.
Would you have like drawn up schematics?
Yes, the whole thing, yeah. And this is just me explaining it to you. But then what she'll say is go, well, I'm a woodworker, and I have created a, how would you put it, a mobile home cottage. Don't have a name on it yet.
Wow! And he kind of jumps up and does a little 360. This is incredible. Why haven't I thought of this? God, why haven't I thought of this?
That thought crosses me. It seemed pretty obvious. Traveling all the time. It's I don't know. It just came to head, and I decided to design it. It took me about 4 years.
And he just like grabs his mustache and just kind of like pulls it straight, and then with its own like a spring kind of lets go and just kind of curls back up. Wow. And you're looking to sell this patent, huh? Yeah?
Yes, or being partnered. Yes.
Describe this partnership, please. I just want to know what it would look like in your eyes.
I mean, I've created it, but dealing it and manufacturing it and selling it is also quite a lot of work. I would say...
Indeed, it is, indeed.
40, and she points at him, and 50.
Make a persuasion check.
Thank you.
Do you look at the orc or Tony?
God damn, nat 20.
She looks at both of them in the eye, just sincerely, but also they can probably even see like her experience when she's talking.
Yeah, and you like, to be honest, up until the point where you started giving a pretty detailed description of the mobile home, they kind of had an arrogance to them, much like a famous movie producer would be for someone to come up to him at Starbucks and ask them to read their screenplay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the minute you start explaining this and you see this sort of like, they're shocked and in a very positive way. They look at you. They look at each other. Excuse me, miss, the orc speaks up. I am very sorry. I forgot to ask before. What is it that you would like to be called?
Oh, my name is Saffron.
Saffron.
Make sure you roll the R. And she gives like a little wink.
I've never been good with R's. I can barely say them now with this damn voice.
She just chuckles.
So, Tony at this second, without jumping a second more, all right. Listen here. We like the idea of a partnership, but let us sort of like talk about it. Well, do you got time? Will you got enough time to hang around?
Actually, that is totally fine. Actually, how about this? While you're thinking about it, I actually have brought the first version of it made here in the city. It's here, maybe 20 minutes away. Or less.
Well, that surely does pique my curiosity, Saffron. Okay. Give me and my associate here, as he points to the older orc, a little bit of time, and yeah, here. And he gives you a couple gold coins. There's a divine bakery down the road. Go get yourself a nice treat, and by the time you get back, I think we can have a little conversation, yeah? What do you think?
Can you roll me an insight? I just want to make sure he's not trying to fuck me over.
Sure.
Let's see. Where's your insight? 4.
Yeah, I mean, he seems really ecstatic and like really like leaning towards making a deal with you.
Okay, cool.
You're leaving your book with him, are you?
Do you need the book?
Well, it might make conversation easier, but if you must take it, I understand.
He looks at you, You have a fine establishment, and I don't think you'd be skipping town with such an establishment, so I'll trust you.
No. Your trust is not misplaced, my dear. And goes to like grab your hand in a very charismatic way, but fails to do so. And it just doesn't like really play out in like a very like smooth sort of way, but nonetheless plays it off that was his intention.
Okay.
Saffron
Sure.
will be ready in just a minute, and they just kind of rush upstairs.
Quickly runs upstairs, copies the entire thing down in another book.
Well, good luck in 110 pages of detailed drawings and notes. Yeah, maybe 20 pages.
He didn't really seem like the swindly type.
You never know.
Gallery here.
Yeah, it's always good to check.
Doesn't always out to get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll burn their establishment down.
Oh, rip him
We'll test
from
out the
limb to
bomb
limb.
there.
I just see Pocket on the other rooftop with binoculars and some type of hearing thing. If they do, I'll burn it all.
I could just imagine he's sitting in my hand. He's like, a little bit to the right. All right, and I throw him. He smashes in through the window, lands on the dude's face. Ah! Like a cat on somebody. Just ah!
So.
Or no. He flies through the air with those bombs. Ah!
You're muted, my friend.
Oh, I'm not a suicide bomber. But I'd do it. I'd suicide bomb for that. That's a good cause.
So, Saffron, as you're able to stall for a short amount of time, you are able to get your hands on a fresh baked, like blueberry sort of like breakfast bread, you know, where it's like definitely dessert, but it's not like looked at as dessert, you know.
She'll smell it, but she won't touch it because he gave her the money. Don't entirely know if that was meant for her.
Oh yeah, no, he gave it to you, implying that you should take that to get yourself a treat.
Oh yeah, she's digging all the way in. Some people might look at her weird, but she's enjoying herself.
About half an hour goes by before you give yourself enough time to get back to the guild, and by the time you get back, no one is downstairs on the bottom floor, and as the bell rings, you hear tap 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 tap, and a small gnomish head peeks down from the stairwell. Ah, Saffron, come here, hurry! And he runs back up the stairs.
And she pops up upstairs.
As you sort of like match in the excitement, you sort of run up into a space where all of a sudden, like, there are probably like, I would say 8 different individuals, including Tony and the orcish fellow that you met prior, all wearing the same sort of like matching getup. Like they have those like big puffy little like leather jackets with like the big golden loop belts with the assortment of tools on them. They all sort of seemed like even the orc gentleman who wasn't wearing any of that is now wearing it. That there seems to be a certain seriousness in the air as they all sort of look at you come into the space. The space up here is about the same square feet from down below. It's about 350 square feet. So it's marginally big, and there's like an assortment of different like craft tables, and most of the center of the room is like made for where they put all their supplies. So you kind of have to walk around everything. But they sort of get you down on the table with all the other individuals, and you as you sit down, Tony takes the lead. Well, my friends, everybody, this woman has created the most clever idea I think ever has been birthed onto the prime material plane. We're going to make so much money! And everyone just kind of like starts like
You just
clapping.
slam the table. That's what I'm talking about.
So,
Hell yeah.
Saffron, this is what we were thinking. They sort of like throw a piece of paper that's been rolled up and tied with string, and they kind of like toss it your way. There you'll find a contract. These are the 2 propositions we are offering.
Roll it on partner.
If we want to go the partner route, unfortunately, because of the undertaking, it will be on the guild in order to get the amount of resources we want. We're going to have to ask for 60%. But if you're not willing to give up that much of your intellectual property, then we'll be willing to offer 18K for the patent, and it's sold to us. All rights reserved.
I don't know though. 40%? How much? They sell it for? Probably a mobile home be like 1,000. I don't know. You can make a good bit of money over time.
Hey, peanut gallery.
That's the hard
we're
part.
not there.
Over time.
Things back and forth. Out of character, what do you guys think?
Profit over time more than profit up front.
I don't know,
But then
18K is a lot.
You have to entrust integrity, and you have to think if it's 1,000 gold, usually there's a 20% profit margin. So really, let's say the profit margin is 200 gold. 60% of 200 is 40% of 200. You're looking at 80 gold per cart sold. So
Maybe
you have,
you. Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
Well, how
Maybe
much
you
did it
should-
cost to make this thing?
Yeah.
Alright.
I can't remember. How much did you spend?
Well, when you also take labor as well, like Saffron would have charged like almost $2,000 for this because I spent about.
Oh yeah.
I spent about 600.
Yeah, she
on
said about
materials.
600, but like if like we
Time.
we talked about this. I remember now.
I mean, because even if you round that up, say you're selling each cart for 3,000, or that's what the guild is able to sell it for, that means that 18K would be made in what?
Hold on, I'm getting the calculator
taking
out right now to
40%,
run some numbers.
right? But I'm just saying that they're only going to need to sell like maybe 10 carts before you would have already made the amount of money that you're making. So
That's 1,200 you make per cart they sell.
yeah,
Let's say they
so
sell a cart once per month. I mean,
But you
You're
have
missing
to
part of the
you have
math.
to remember
Yeah.
you have to remember the profit is different than the total cost. So it's you have to account the actual material cost, the labor cost, and then the guild fee cost, and then You know.
Oh no, we
Like, I think
did.
there's
It's like 2K, roughly 2K for all that. Sell it for about 3K total for profit. You'd make about 1,200 with 40%.
Yeah, so I mean, he's offering you a good deal, I would say, but uh, if you were to take that 18K as more like a investment and create something else, you can put yourself in a much better position with the immediate funds.
I agree.
Which that is an upside to taking it all at once. But if you take it all at once, it's no longer yours.
That's fair.
I would ask, if it was me, I would ask how much they project they could sell monthly
Okay.
of said mobile home. Then
what
I
their
could finish this math up to see how much projected you could make.
and what their price is, because that's another thing to
Mhm.
consider.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
we're highballing. How many people can pay 3K?
Yeah.
You know,
What's
it's
Yeah.
gonna be a very
We're
selective
playing. We're
audience.
playing. What is it? That Shark TV show.
Shark
What
Tank.
is
Okay.
your projected, monthly,
Okay.
cost of making this to selling? So ask them those.
So she sits and she looks and she reads and she taps her fingers. These are both very good deals. But my question for you is what is your projectile cost for each wagon and your selling points? And how much do you think you'd be selling per month?
Well, oh, sorry. I'm Tony, not someone else. Well, Saffron, here's the thing. Like, and he starts to, like, play with his mustache. Not nervously, but more like in a way to help process thoughts. He kind of lets go one last time. It kind of coils back up. The thing is, it's hard to say what our projections are going to be for even just the next couple of months because of the war. I don't imagine a lot of normal folk are going to be wanting this, but this is our idea. What if we can use this to help supplement the Yurim war effort? Just imagine how much more efficiently some of our troops could travel across the land. So, I don't know yet. We do have some contacts within the Emperor's court that we can have some conversations, but, like, this could be a very, very, very good idea.
Okay. How about this? I'll make you a deal. I'll be willing to give you the 60% if you give me a deposits now for that 10%.
Before I have you roll a persuasion check, I want to make sure I understand what you just said. So, you'll still take your 40%, but you want 10% of what right now as a
The 10% difference from 50-50 to 40-60.
Oh, you want to be 50-50 partners. Okay.
Well, I'd want to, but
Yeah. Okay.
but she'll say, if you give me 10% now, you know how it's 50-50, but she'll sell them that 10%.
Well, they initially asked for 60.
Well,
Yeah.
what she's saying, like it would be like the first payment out would be like, it would be like it was a 50-50 trade, but then would continue on thereafter. I don't think he could come up with.
It's
funds
like a
to
trust. Like, I'll go to 60-40, but give me a 10% like
Fine.
trust payment now, and then we'll continue the 60-40.
I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a down payment for the trust of the deal.
And are you wanting 10% of the cost that we offered to buy the patent off of you?
No. Oh, sorry. One second. Go more.
I was just gonna say always more. You don't want
Oh yeah.
I
1,800
will
gold.
offer you this. Instead of 50-50, I will sell you 10% of my ownership, therefore making it 60 as she points to them, and 40, as that would be a type of deposit, and something I can get now, and go from there.
Okay, so that 10%, I can't manifest a number unless if you tell me how much you are valuing this wagon right now.
I value that wagon at 2,000 gold.
At 2,000 gold. So
No.
Up, 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 up.
Okay,
This
how much?
man's saying like this deal's amazing. We
Well,
can make
also,
war
but
effort.
we
There,
also
you
don't
have
have.
the dice here.
That's true, but and I know Claire has asked for help, but at the same time, we gotta respect that Claire is also the one at the wheel right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I'll value the wagon at 4,000 gold.
So what would
And
what's 10% of 4,000?
400.
400.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just like, hold up.
Oh no.
You go
No,
higher.
You, no,
No, it
No,
was
no,
no,
just.
you
sorry,
didn't.
hold up.
You didn't
Hold
cross the
up.
line. You didn't cross the line.
Sorry, hold up. Actually, she'll ask for 10% of the deposit.
10% of 18k.
Yep.
Would be-
She'll give him the 60/40.
1800.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. What's that persuasion check?
1,800.
How much?
1,800 is what you're asking for on top of the 60/40 deal.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. What's that persuasion check?
Oh, that would be 18.
Dang.
Tony looks to his affiliates. The Orcish member stands up. I think you have a deal. And he kind of reaches out and goes to shake your hand.
She shakes it, but I'm gonna roll a strength check just to show that I'm not just some woman.
Fuck yeah, dude. Roll that
Hell
shit
yeah.
with advantage.
God damn, dude. A nat 20.
Ah,
A nat
dude.
20 plus 4 to a 24. You just.
Dude, that's the time you fucking needed it, dude. And you go in, and throughout your visit, this gentleman hasn't necessarily given you the impression of disrespect, but him, even like with the firmness and assertiveness of your handshake, it throws
He even
him
flexes
off
her
guard.
arm. You can see like the cloth just stretch.
He doesn't even try to match it. He just lets you fucking squeeze his hand. And
What a fucking woman.
Tony, as he sort of unravels the document that I mentioned earlier, there's a part. Some of this contract's going to need to be a little amended, but what we can do now is just have you sign here, 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 and here, and we also wanted to let you know that when we come across people as skilled as you that we end up doing business with and make lots and lots of gold with, we like to give them a little cherry on top, if you will. Here's this, and he gives you a pin that is about the size of a 50-cent piece, and it has the series of small hammers and whatnot that I described earlier. That was below on the sign. You can consider yourself an honorary member of our guild, and anywhere within the city, you may receive discounts if their business does work with the oh my gosh, the something of sophistication. What was it called? I lost it.
It's a great name.
Retaliation of the sophisticated.
Real quick, because this happened in another campaign, and I just don't want to get fucked. Will I have chance to come back to the city and collect my money and so on and so forth?
Oh yeah, Saffron, you don't gotta worry about that. We'll.
No, out of character.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it-
you can like set up some sort of like account with a bank or some shit where your funds can be stored. Where if you're out adventuring for fucking 8 months, so you can like your gold still goes somewhere for you to be able to pick up.
Okay, because I just don't want the story to go somewhere where like, oh, by the way, you're never going back here again. And I'm like, well, that was entirely fucking pointless. I just want to be sure.
Now, if
Ah,
you never go back to Yurim, I can't make you go to Yurim and get your gold. So it still will be up to you to go check in every once in a while. But
That's all. I'm just
yeah.
making sure that I can come back if I want to. Fantastic. Cool. I just
Why
want to be
would-
sure because
I don't know why you wouldn't be able to.
Out of character wise, I need to talk to these people because I have schematics for a flying city ship. You know,
okay, has your character actually drawn it and created it?
oh, and he's planning it out. Like he hasn't have it finished yet.
Don't
He
tell
has
me.
he has the art, but he does not have the knowledge of how to make a propulsion system to fly a city.
Wait,
Yes.
like in your free time, have Null be making a journal.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he will be.
Okay.
Pocket could help with that, FYI. Pocket is very, like,
I was saying like I would talk to these people about learning more about that or Pocket, whatever works, because 18K for a mobile home. I wonder how much they'd give for a flying city.
Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna end here since someone else can have a turn. I didn't think this has been great. But I just don't wanna.
Oh no, that's
So she'll,
we were
after
just-
shaking his hand and flexing her whole arm, and the shit, I'm sure, pretty much almost rips, and she takes the badge. She goes, I respectfully accept this. Thank you. And she even, is it, she can clip it on her armor?
Yeah, it's like a pin. Like it would go in like a piece of exposed leather or something, or.
She would put on the little thing, so it's like right here, so it's like
Yeah.
the strap.
Oh, yeah.
Where can I go to set up a bank account? I'm gonna want you to put the money directly into a bank account that maybe has a proposition of accruing interest.
Oh God. Yeah. Of course. And he gives you he gives you directions for how to get to one of the like official Yurim banks within the city. It's further in the city. It's about like probably 45 minutes away.
That's
from
what she
here, but
has. Someone else can have a turn.
yeah, totally. That's totally fine.
And she'll take the gold and put the gold. She's gonna take the gold. Chess piece. Ram it.
Sure. So everyone else, as you guys, sort of have a couple. You mentioned you all wanted to have some drinks. Also, did the music stop playing?
I wanted to go around the town.
That's fine. Is the music playing for y'all?
No, it stopped. It
Oh, can
eventually
you-
run out.
Oh, my bad. Can you?
I can do it
replay
again.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
I'll turn on loop.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep.
It loops.
Yeah, you can turn on
Oh,
loop.
dude, because I found some pretty cool battle music things, but like they're only like 4 minutes long, and I was just like, that's just not practical.
It's not practical.
So, you all decided you wanted to have a couple drinks. How many of you are wanting to like be drunk for this excursion?
will not drink at all.
Zephyr would stay to the more mild drinks.
Yeah, and Hendrickson will respectfully just kind of drink water. So, Pocket, you said you're not drinking. How much? Do you want to be intoxicated, no?
No, I'm not drinking at all. I'm raring to go because I'm trying to find.
Oh,
Well, I
that's
want to
fine.
talk to Pocket, I guess.
Yeah, so we'll pick up right at the 3 staff. Like you guys, all 5 of you are sitting at the table, and it's right before you all decide that you want to head out.
I pull Pocket aside.
Yeah, what's up?
I notice you have a gun and some kind of. You have these fancy technologies. I'm trying to build a floating city, a boat city thing. Do you know? You seem like you build fancy kind of tech. Do you know of a way to build some way to keep it afloat and fly?
Zephyr chimes in just slightly over to Hendrickson's ear. What in the floating? What?
Yeah, you could do a few things. You definitely need magic. Or if you really wanted to, and this is unpractical, right? But it's scientific. You could just pump a bunch of balloons with hydrogen, and almost make a floating city, but it has no control. So you'd
No.
have to get an air rudder, but I don't think air rudders actually can change the direction of where you'd go. So it's like you just float, and I don't know. Magic is definitely the route that I would choose, maybe with scientific help. Does that make sense?
But you know how bugs have wings and they like go really like they flap them to fly. Could you make something like that to make a city, like to have a flying boat, some like spinning device or something like a wing?
Are you speaking to make like a mechanical dragon?
I want a city that can fly. I'm not losing my clan again, so
The only way wings would work, it would be massive.
well, I'm not so intellectually inclined in these kind of affairs, but I'm trying. That's why I'm asking for expertise from him.
Well, I don't know of a way. Like, the concept, yes. I have dabbled in maybe creating something like that, but I would definitely not lean towards doing a dragon-like thing. I
Not
just
a
don't like
dragon-like thing.
dragons.
Not like a dragon, not like full-on wings, but maybe something that. What if imagine you took a wing, but you had a lot of wings and they spun around, making like a tornado that lifts it up. Out of character, I'm trying to like a fucking fan, like like a helicopter, like
No,
you know the
totally.
helicarriers
We're
in Marvel,
fine.
like four of those. I don't know how else to describe it because
Well, I
Null's a
mean, in all
barbarian.
fairness, your character wouldn't know how to describe it either. This is completely
Yeah,
foreign
no,
idea.
I was just like,
I think it's
out of
true.
character. That's what I'm trying to describe.
No, I'm
Well,
following. I'm following.
I fully understand. I'm just playing character.
Best case scenario is my trade is I'm very good at small things, right? Like I got small hands and I'm very good at creating the very fine parts of a very important and big things. Like that was my part. Like I was the small guy who made the train, or like I was the guy who made something tiny in the mobile home that made the whole mobile home run. That's like kind of what I did. So let's make a small version and let's do multiple renditions of like hand-sized things to see feasibility, because we need to think about air resistance. We need to think about, you know, how to control it in the air and have like ability to control. Those are the two main things that you have to tackle. And the larger the thing is, the more force and the more aerodynamic it needs to be in order for something to work. You get what I'm saying?
No, just like
Yes, because like with a sword has an edge that lets it sing through the air.
And yeah, like hit people, right? The idea of you need
So
to
it
have
needs to have an edge to it.
exactly. Yeah,
A slope that lets it sing through the air.
exactly. If it's singing
Null
through
just
the
has
air,
veins pulsing in his head, just really thinking. He's like, if steam coming off of it, he's like,
Do you want to roll for headache?
I was gonna be more rage, really. It was just
Oh,
like,
sure. That's fine. That's fine.
he
let me.
Okay.
I need to
that
add
was a
some
joke,
more
Evan.
things.
not in a mean way. He grabs your character up and he's like, you seem to know a lot more than I do when it comes to these. So I'm gonna have you show me where I can find someone that can make this kind of magic or can make this kind of tech.
Okay, but just
So
Oh,
now Null's just carrying you like either on his shoulder or in his hand,
raise. Okay,
if you allow it.
real good. And then
I want to be on your shoulders.
Like on one shoulder or like piggyback?
What?
one shoulder for sure. I couldn't do spread leg. My legs aren't long enough to go on both shoulders.
So Null grabs him by the shirt, picks him up and like kind of tosses him on his shoulder. He turns to Inglis and he turns to Zaf and the rest of them. Me and him are gonna go work out how to get this ship off the ground. So we're gonna go look for either somebody that has the magic to make this happen, or some
When you're tired and
what is it? What do you call it? Metal man making tech maker? What is it? Somebody
Hey.
like that.
I can be that guy. I just need the materials. You know, all I need is,
And I made a list, Colton, in the
Okay.
general chat of what I want to shop for.
you know, some sulfur, some mercury, you know, your regular sulfuric acid, some aluminum. I need some sand, and I really need some ash from a dead person. I don't know where to find that. I've never went shopping before. I just
I'll
asked,
get
and
you
people,
some.
you know, thin rope, maybe some limestone, a bottle, a nice bottle. Well, I can make bottles.
Okay, well let's try and find somebody inclined with magic to see if there's an easier solution first. But Zaf and Inglis, would you mind tagging along? Because this sounds like a lot to carry. I'm strong, but I'm no ox.
real sorry, no, I zoned out for a minute. What are we making fly?
It doesn't matter. Come on, let's go.
Right. Yeah, whatever it is, I want to see it.
This is the last time I let my clan perish. He kind of muffles to himself, walking towards the door.
Damn. Okay, so. Y'all...
Wait. I think Zafra was trying to say something.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no. Okay, just want to be sure. I saw your box go gleam and then stop. Just want to be sure.
Hey, no. Do you know it'd be easier than making a city to fly? What if you made, like, almost like each person had their own mini ship, but it was more advanced than an airship? Because airships are just giant floating blobs in the air, and they're slow. What if we were to create something that had more speed, like when you swing a sword? Like, you swing it fast and hard, and you have all that force and momentum to, like, really just, you know, and the faster you swing, the more damage you do. What if we were
I
to create,
understand.
what if we were to create not like the Megatron, you know, I don't know what that word is.
And I was just like, what?
What?
It's a word you use in tinkering. Don't worry about it, man.
Okay.
I love it.
But what if we were to make smaller individual, like 5-person vehicles that could just shred through the air and just have that edge to just rip through anything?
Well,
Is it almost
I
like a
think here's
task
a misunderstanding. My clan's not some huge castle fortress town. It's smaller, maybe, 8 to 10 houses. This wouldn't be the most biggest boat. It would be large enough to hold a village, but it wouldn't be huge. But at the same time, this is gonna hold my clan. I'm not gonna put my home straight onto the battlefield.
Alright,
Though I
Nathan-
did think about having cannons on it.
I don't know why I didn't ask for this sooner. Everyone present, except for Saffron, please roll a history check. I should have done this sooner.
Eight. Ah, jinx.
Can you roll
Hold
one for
on.
Hendrickson?
1 second.
No problem, Nicholas.
Sorry, I
would be-
went to. Mine's high. Hold on.
He got an 11.
Okay.
Colton, are
20?
this session?
Yes.
Okay.
Washing it off just makes it harder to
22.
22.
Damn.
Yeah.
Endless, did you roll a history check?
Yeah, it was 18.
Okay.
And decided to roll.
So, strangely enough, I love how the dice just roll like this sometimes. Endless, all this talk of like I mean, you've kind of been paying attention to the conversation, but you kind of zoned out a bit. But hearing Nal specifically describe the way he's like wanting to like do something for his clan, like that floating village, essentially, it immediately, and you too, Pocket, although you have never been there, Endless, you haven't either, you are both very much familiar. In the Kingdom of Cragmaw, there is a portion that is like sanctioned off land that's uncontested and is owned and maintained by New Venmora. New Venmora is a place where more serious crimes of against humanity are held. It's a neutral space. It sits outside of the control of Cragmaw or the Yurim Empire's influence, and it's its own sort of entity. And it's also known for where one could planar travel. There are multiple portals to other planes of dimensions there. And the whole city itself is aloft and floating and is powered by large, huge blue mana arcane crystals. And that immediately rings into both of your guys' heads.
Man, I completely forgot too. Zafriel is from there.
Oh, Zafriel's from New Venmora?
New Venmora? Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't realize that.
I'm sorry, I forgot. But yeah, Zafriel is quite familiar.
Yeah, well, Zafriel, this could be like this is like really the first time you've heard of this idea, so and you really had no reason to bring up where you've been from before, so it makes sense. But okay, Zafriel, so you know just as much as these two, maybe even more. So please.
I don't know how I could have forgotten this, honestly, but there's a similar idea to this in New Venmora. It's not exactly mobile from what I understand, but very interesting distinction there.
I think that has, and this is me going on a kind of guessing, but it has this ancient magic. I'm from Cragmaw, so I've never been there, but I've heard of it, and from what I gather, it's ancient arcane magic, used long ago. It's kind of like diamonds, right? And there's only a certain amount of these crystals to help give magic power. That's how I think that city. There's a city that floats. I just don't know if it's practical to acquire that much of something. Correct me if I'm wrong. I forgot your character's name, Zafriel. But isn't there a lot of crystals, like a shiz ton?
Well,
Zafriel.
there's a lot of commotion that goes on in that town. I came from the Celestial Plane to serve under Cord's direct commands. So I really haven't been here for long, but...
Zafriel, one thing I want to mention. So, in New Venmora, if you guys are familiar with the Atlantis movie, you know their technology that's powered by crystals? They have similar flying technology that operates in a similar way, and it uses the same sort of it uses the same material that helps keep the city aloft.
Yes, there's crystals everywhere.
So, what you're telling me is they have floating crystals?
I don't know how it works.
I don't either. I think
But
it's
yes, it's from what I understand is how the city is mostly powered.
Hendrickson at this point kind of pops up. Well, no, maybe we should go there to see if maybe we could learn a way to make this a reality. I don't know. What do you think?
maybe we could ask at least around this town a mage or somebody to at least get their perspective on the idea. Then we can work on a rough draft schematic for the time being until we
Well-
reach that city.
Honestly, I'm not quite certain if Yurim provides this, but with being the capital, we might be able to find somebody to teleport us there. Of course, that's a lot of money, but I'd rather not have to walk there.
Sure.
Wait, before we leave though, didn't we come here hoping for information on Radagast?
I planned on speaking to the High Cleric of the Temple of Palor, but the importance of that had kind of faded away once we took care of your problem.
Hmm.
We can
That is
still
still
ask,
very,
sure.
that is still very, very much important to me as you see him clench his fist. But if we teleport there, I'm sure if it happens today, we could spend the day asking for information there and then come back.
Well, potentially. Like I said, I'm not sure how much it actually costs, but maybe we could find somebody to talk about.
Sure.
Radagast.
I love the
I just don't know who to speak to.
I love the enthusiasm, but I also think we need to be a little realistic here. You know, Saffron, she didn't go talk to these dudes and said, "Hey, I have this great idea." She came with the idea. You know, you need to come with, we need to do some soul searching, or we need to be doing, I think, a little bit of research beforehand. Because you never want to go into a situation and not be ready to show them that you're smarter than them in every way. We're going at a disadvantage if we're going to just say, "Hey, we have this cool idea." And then they take the cool idea and then they do it, and then we're screwed. We have to be the smarter ones in the situation. It's just simple math.
All right, I'm rolling
Simple math.
intimidation. I'm rolling intimidation as I grab the goblin off my shoulder and like as a kid right in front of my face. Not in like a angry way, but in a stern it's a child way. I'm not saying we take a patent to the damn merchant guild and sell it yet like Saffron. I'm saying we go and research like you just said at that city. If I don't know a damn clue about how to make a city fly, I can make the buildings in the ship, but we need to go there to figure it out. Capiche?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying, I think it's a good idea to draw it out. You know, Saffron's smart, I'm smart, you're smart. You know, we're all smart here, okay? I just think it's a good idea, typically, before you bring up your own personal ideas to, you know, the guys that can give you the information, you have to give the foundation so that they fill in the gaps. If you just come in and say, "Hey, figure out my problem," they don't care. They're going to be like, "No, I have something cooler to do." But if you're like, "Hey, this is 85% done. I need you for the 15%." We have a better negotiation with them. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand what you're saying, but we do not have the intelligence here to figure out how to make it fly. We cannot complete 80% of the work if we do not know how to make a magical aerodynamic ship.
That's what he's saying. He's saying out of character. He's saying, build the ship, build the parts without the magic, just the science. That's the 85%. The 50% is the magic. Don't go there asking questions and giving other people ideas.
Wait, so let's head our way over to the blacksmith while we talk.
Sure. As you guys sort of walk and talk, you notice at this point it's probably about 1:30, and that overcast that I described earlier has now turned into a light rain, which it just is. For those who like don't mind it it's no problem. But people like Hendrickson are like very discouraged by this constant rain, and like would very much rather like go somewhere further inland to get away from it. But you guys make your way down the main, essentially the same road I described earlier that Saffron traveled down. You all keep traveling north down that fork, past your wagon and all your things, and you're able to find yourself a blacksmith. It's a kind of like a put-up shop blacksmith, kind of like there. You can tell that there's like a furnace and a series of furnaces and an anvil that are like kind of permanent in the spot, but all their tables and things that they're working on are all set up around it. It seems to be a pretty busy business. There's 3 different blacksmiths, 2 dwarven men and a dwarven woman that are just kind of hammering away, going at their thing. They have an assortment of different supplies, materials that you would need, tools. They also have different weapons that have been made, some exotic, some not so. Whatever you guys would like, please let me know and I'll let you know how much we're looking at.
I'm here for titanium.
Titanium. There we go. Oh, but can you guys just give me a full, like a list of all the things you guys are looking for?
I'd like a longsword, but I'm not sure if it fits in the sheath that was given.
It was made to size. Are you
Would
talking
they
about the sheath that Saffron made? Oh, and no? Yeah, I would assume they made the sheath to size for the thing, so you wouldn't have to get a new sword or whatever.
Okay. I'd like to look for a longsword. I'd like a fine crafted longsword.
Okay.
And I was just like, I could make you one, almost like in a hurt way. It's like, hey, I could make you one.
Well, I need one for the time being.
So you're looking for a longsword. You're looking for titanium, and I imagine. So, Trek, something that we've been doing when Nal works on his blacksmithing stuff, we just kind of like gauge how many pounds worth of material he has, so we can just be sort of broad. So you don't have to be like this, and this. We can all just say it's like part of the material that you have, unless if it's something specific, like I guess titanium would be something more specific. But like,
Okay.
With that in mind, how many pounds of like supply, like mats, do you want to buy for general projects? They have quite a bit. So go ahead and throw out however much gold you'd like to spend, and then we'll get more into the niche things.
Okay. I think I want to spend, like, I'm going to buy iron, bronze, silver, you know, like your kind of standard metal stuff. I want to throw like 40 gold at it.
Okay. So for 40 gold, they'll sell you about, we'll say like 95 pounds worth of material. How about you, Nal?
For 248 gold, how much iron, steel, titanium, bronze, and silver can I get?
Okay. So the titanium and stuff. Let's see. Like the other things that you listed, I would just put under the umbrella of like general materials. You know what I mean? But the titanium will probably be like a separate thing.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's say for how much gold did you say? 240?
About 200.
200? Okay. So how much of that do you want to go towards the general materials?
Um, I would say like 60-40. 60 titanium, 40 the rest.
Okay, so what's that? What is the math of that? What's 60% of 200? That's 120? 140? Okay.
120 is towards titanium.
Okay. So I'll give you let's see here. We'll call it 25 pounds of titanium, and then the rest would be we'll call it 90. Yeah, 90 pounds of general materials.
Okay, so 90 general. And then how much titanium?
25 pounds.
25.
Okay, and then Zafriel, you wanted the longsword. I'm just looking that up right now, and that's going to be 15 gold pieces. Did you guys want anything else from the blacksmith?
No.
Okay. Endless, did you want to pick up anything from here?
Unless I can get like some better armor so I can get rid of this chainmail.
Yeah, hold on, let me...
How much does how much would titanium weigh? It's a light but durable metal, I know that.
I'm not too concerned about the weight capacity thing. I will say, like, right now, you're a fucking ripped dude, and honestly, no, like, if I ever feel like you're in a situation where, like, you're carrying quite a bit, then I'll call for, like, some sort of strength check, but until then, just assume you fucking can carry that shit. You're fucking
Okay,
ripped,
bag of
dude.
holding.
Oh, you have a bag of holding?
Yeah, I chose that as one of my
Oh,
magical items,
yeah,
the bag
dude,
of holding
fuck yeah.
and gauntlets of ogre power.
I mean,
So-
I can carry 600 pounds anyways.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like you're pretty. You're pretty.
Us.
Sorry, I'm looking up armor for you real quick. Oh, this, I don't want magic.
And then I also want to go to, if it's okay, like an alchemist shop and a jeweler's shop.
Yeah.
And
Do you
just
want-
to like, just so you're aware.
Okay, good to know. An alchemist shop and a jeweler shop.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally
Yeah.
doable. Which, by the way, real quick, you guys, not to say that this was supposed to be obvious, but something to know. Major cities like this, especially like Leavenwood, is also going to have more things, but like big cities like this are going to be the places where you can really find that sort of niche type shit that your character may be looking for at some point in their adventure. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just like so much money and influence in the area. So that's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I had like 5 or 10 other stops I wanted to make.
I mean, there are definitely things that Zafriel would want to get, but funds are a little low, at least for purchasing in Yurim.
Endless. So you're taking a look at all the armor. Do you want me to list some medium armor that's available or heavy armor that's available?
Preferably medium, so I'm still like flexible.
Okay, so they have you can upgrade your chain to scale for 50 gold, and that will give you
Nah.
a 14 plus dex. Then if you want to, you can go from scale to a breastplate, which will put you at 400 gold, and that's a 14 plus your dex modifier. Then if you want to go to the top tier, they got half plate for 750, and that's 15 plus your dex.
Damn. Unfortunately, all of those options are a bit above my pay grade.
You can try and make.
Don't
a
worry
trade.
about it. I'll just pay for the scale mail. come on, I got other things to do, man. I can't be here all day.
That's what I'm.
Exactly.
That's what
And
I'm wearing. I was the scale mail.
I throw 5 platinum.
Oh, but he's already wearing scale mail.
Yeah,
Oh, he
that's what-
is?
Yeah, I was under the impression he wasn't, but he is.
Oh. Then
Yeah.
I don't throw 5 platinum, and I'm not helping.
But Iblis, if you want to try and offer an amount of gold with some sort of item, that might be a trade that the vendor would be willing to consider. With a good persuasion check, of course.
No, for now I'll just hang on to the scale mail. It's fine.
Okay, so anything else from this blacksmith, and we're gonna move on to the next stop. Okay, so moving on. Real quick, because this is going to be a little more shoppy than what we're. So basically, for the sake of brevity, feel free to have a moment if you feel compelled to like strike up a conversation with one of the players. But for the sake of brevity, we're going to list all the shops. Like Pocket's already listed 2 shops that he wants to go to. List the other shops that you want to visit, and then we'll just go bullet list it.
Somewhere you can find info and or books on enchanting.
Okay, great. There's definitely a library accessible.
What was the other one? A seer, for a Norse pagan seer, or at least investigate for that.
It's describe to me what a seer is.
It's like a religious person for Norse.
Think of like, have you ever played Dragon Age?
Sadly, not enough.
That's all right. It's like the seer is like the religious person or a village, but would be like in this world would be like the druid, like the master druid of our village.
I understand.
We need one to get married, or unless one of the gods are gonna come down and marry us.
AKA, I'm trying to find basically a Norse priest to marry me and Saffron, unless a god will come down and marry us.
Okay. Does anyone else have something they want to throw on the pile?
Once we have all reconvened, I'd like us to go to the Temple of Palor.
You're muted, my friend.
Sure.
Can you hear me now?
No, sorry, Trek was muted.
Sorry, I just told my wife I loved her.
Oh, okay, my bad. Alright, so, alchemy shop. What are you looking for? And is anyone interested in alchemy things? Other than Pocket? Okay, Pocket, take it away. What would you looking for?
Cool. Well, okay. For the brevity, I'm wanting to create more acidic bombs.
Okay.
And things that I like, and I want to kind of get into more poisons. And so I did a bunch of research, like sulfuric acid, nitric acid, hydrochloric acid. I want to get some salt, some aluminum, and like I want to start messing around with kind of like the elemental table, some sulfur and mercury, and like just start like messing around with making more deadly nades.
Sure.
Or at least start. So it's a little niche, but it's still. I just want to kind of get some upscale elements.
Definitely.
If that makes sense.
They have a wide variety of different acidic liquids that like range from potency, and the range also seems to indicate the price and the amount that is bought, if that makes sense.
Totally.
So, but for all those things, let's see here. I'm trying to decide if we should quantify the alchemy supplies in a similar way, or if we should keep things separate. How do you feel about that, Trek?
let's just for brevity, let's talk about it later after. But I'm planning to spend like 100 gold, like 100 and yeah, about 100 gold here.
All right.
If
Well,
that's
you,
easy.
you like spending 100 gold, you'd be well off. Like you'd be setting yourself to be like in a position where you're going to be good for a while and like be a little heavy-handed because of you know, whatever.
Yeah, and I wanted to get a variety of, you know, like all in kind of glass bottles of different acids or different elements, you know,
Sure.
like sulfur and, you know, I did want to get aluminum. I don't know if they
Yes.
would have aluminum.
Get sodium, or no, get phosphorus.
Yeah, they would have like aluminum flakes, and it's like they're suspended in a what's the solution called? Sterile solution.
Okay, yeah, no, that'd be awesome, and probably getting some like rubber gloves, something safe, because I guess the idea is I want to create acid that will burn things, you know, because it's out there,
Yeah.
right, and some of it's naturally occurring. I pretty much want to create acid that literally melts, like corrosive acid. So just the more deadly and unsafe, the better. Or that's
Yeah.
what I'm going for.
Hydrochloric.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, with 100 gold, you're gonna be set off. You're gonna be good. For
Okay.
sure.
Um,
After that, jeweler shop. Anybody interested in anything from a jeweler, or want to sell anything you might have to a jeweler?
I do.
Let me see.
Okay. Well, at this point in the adventure, Saffron, you have finished your discussions with the
Thank-
the retaliation at the sophistication guild. God damn. And it's at this point you guys you are now shunted back into the narrative. Welcome.
So she just like kind of bumps into him while walking.
Yeah. So Saffron now is in the party. What do y'all want to sell or buy from this jeweler?
Actually, real quick, sorry.
Sure.
I just want to take this opportunity. Can you roll me a stealth check, Elder?
$12.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to sneak up and just scare the shit out of Hendrickson.
He totally doesn't see it coming, and he literally he jumps, yells out like, and it's like as you guys are like mid transition of going into this jeweler shop, and he full on falls on his ass and just kind of right on his tailbone. Oh! And he turns around, still frightened, and realizes it's you.
She's just laughing her ass off. She's like wincing a little bit of pain from her stomach, but she's just laughing her ass off.
He looks around and is embarrassed completely to the core, which is great because otherwise he would feel a lot of pain in his ass. And so he sort of like jumps up and kind of scratches his head nervously and laughs, and not necessarily sure how to like go about in this social situation. Decides to eject and walks into the jeweler shop.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that he walks into it like a.
Yeah.
So,
You said you'd have some things you'd like to sell?
I have that jewel that's worth 75 gold. in my
Oh, yeah.
inventory stuff.
Yeah.
She'll give Nala a kiss on the cheek and pat his back and just say, I have good news for later, as she walks into the jewelry shop and
Null is just pissed as shit. Like, not raging, but he's just like, he's fuming. He's ready to go. Like, he's like, I'm tired of all these side things. I'm ready to do other things.
Oh, well, we're all going down the list.
Oh, no, that was this RP.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, so now you kind of like, you're like, what? We're talking about flying ships and now we're here? And Pocket's just like,
He's also a little mad because he was like, little goblin telling me didn't know what they're thinking. He's like sitting outside against the wall, leaning against it, just like.
So as you all enter the shop, it's very it's like mid to upscale, high end ish. It's like respectable nonetheless. You are able to sell your gem for 75,
Perfect.
and Zephyr, Endless, and Pocket. Did you guys want to buy or sell anything?
Do you have ashes of a dead person?
What the hell?
At this moment, you see this elderly woman a human who is probably in her late 70s, like very hunched over, and her skin just kind of sloops slowly to the side. Excuse me, what did you just say?
I need ashes of a dead person.
Pocket, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh
Like-
no.
Our retarded stray that we picked up. What the f- are you doing?
Yeah, you guys are just looking through the store, and then all of a sudden he asks for the ashes of a dead person, and all three of you just kind of stop and look over.
That's a 7.
She looks at you, and she has like these glasses that have a gold chain that wraps to her ears, like very short white curly hair that's kind of like gelled up in a way, and very skinny, saggy, kind of knuckly fingers that are very long. Like you can see why she works in the jewelry business. She like looks at you. Oh, sweetie, I don't know how to say this, but no. Just no, I don't.
Is this the wrong store for ashes?
She just looks at the rest of you behind him, unsure of what to say.
No, without skipping a beat, I'll get you some tonight.
Sappho just throws her hands up and just walks out the store. She just doesn't want to know why he needs this.
Okay. Well, if you're not the lady to talk to about that, then I do have something else. Do you make custom jewelry?
Yes, I do. And she hold on. And she turns around and grabs like a red stretched leather book that seems. I have a catalog, and she starts to basically show you her portfolio. But the shelf she grabs it off of, you notice there is like a very dull bronze colored jar that's like probably about this big and about that wide, and it has two small handles toward the top. There is a plaque at the bottom of it on this what seems to be like a jar of some kind. You can't quite make out the text because you're too far away and the lighting's kind of not right. But
Hey.
you
What is that?
oh, Harold, and she just kind of puts her hands on the urn. This is my husband. This is his shop, and I run it for him.
Good God.
Pocket, no,
You dare. Don't you fucking dare.
Pocket, I'm telling you right now, you're having this look through your armor that I can't see, but I can feel it. No,
Tell me about your husband. What kind of a man was he?
oh my god.
No, just grab Sovereign's hand. Let's go.
He was
We
a
leave.
great man.
We leave.
He just passed just a couple months ago. And she just kind of starts to cry a little bit.
I'll grab use my hand to wipe away her tears and kind of almost lift up the saggy cheeks
God.
as I try to.
Oh, you're so sweet. And she just starts to kind of cry on her shoulder.
Yeah, I jump up on the counter so she can cry on me, and I while she's crying on my shoulder, I lift it up just to see what's in there.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Shit me.
I'm glad we left.
Yeah, Sappho would have kicked your ass.
Zephyr is standing there in stunned silence.
Stunned silence.
He just I can just see him like he's paying her back as he grabs little bits and just puts it in his
Little
pocket.
bits.
Just like,
Ah,
Oh my
crap.
god.
It was so close to a nat 20. A good old 7.
She, you're able to like lift the lid, and as you do, there definitely seems to be like a powdery substance inside that you would immediately associate with ashes. But the jostling of the lid is enough for her to go in the midst of her crying. But you're able to like sort of console her in just enough time where she didn't realize that you opened the lid, but she did hear something. But for right now, you're in the clear.
Did you hear that? That was weird. This shop must be... Your husband's probably still here.
Oh my god, Pocket, stop.
Harold,
Oh my god, I'm glad I left.
Harold.
I want to kick your ass at this point.
Man, I respect Harold. I want to do business here. I need around 100 feet of necklace jewelry, preferably chain.
Oh,
Like a thin chain, like a cute chain. You know what I mean?
yeah, yes. And she kind of like wipes away some of the tears. I think we sell it in bulk, and it's a little cheaper that way.
Yeah.
She goes and grabs the appropriate amount of chain that you had.
Pocket, you those ashes.
Give me 1 second. Sorry.
Guys, hey, I like Harold. I don't want to do anything with Harold, okay? Let's just make that clear. He sounds like a good guy. I don't want to disturb the nice guys. I only want to get the bad guys.
I just see it though. I'm just like, oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Trek, it's always a joy to play with you, my friend.
One for Harold. Oh, this has been a great day. I've been enjoying just so much of this. This is so needed. Oh,
Honestly, shopping sessions and RP sessions are usually the best. Don't get me wrong, I itch for a fight almost every session, but still.
I love a mix. I think this has been great. Oh god, I swear to shit, I thought he was gonna start pocketing that shit in his fucking just pocket.
Yeah.
And then she picks up Harold. Harold, why do you feel lighter?
You must have been losing weight.
Man, Zafriel is like completely 100% against these actions, but has no idea what to do. It is he's just in the shop watching all of this chaos unfold.
Anglis keeps looking back, and I'm like,
Hey, real quick,
Oh.
guys. We're just gonna take like a 20-minute break. Hey guys, so basically, that's all that was left of that sesh, and I'm super bummed about that part, especially all the other stuff that comes after it, because basically, I'm just really bad at getting all these things, like, edited and uploaded and whatnot, in an appropriate amount of time, and my computer is just so full of footage, and right at that moment, it basically stopped being able to record because, you know, couldn't fit. So, here I am. I'm going to kind of give you a little lowdown. Basically, the rest of the session is just like the party just kind of going through Yurim, making some sort of contacts with people. I think Saffron like goes to one of the artisan guilds. I can't remember. Nal does some looking around, like he tries to do some sort of like shakedown of some guys in town to sort of like get an idea of like, you know, the crime underbelly. A lot of stuff. Another thing though, they did a lead. Zafriel sort of reaches out with his sort of like holy manness to one of the whatchamacallit, like priests of the city. They end up talking to High Priest Aldarak, I think. He's the priest of the Palor temple. Yeah. Anyways, and they give them this lead of this like abandoned laboratory up north a couple days travel, and like they've already sent out a couple of like talented folks to sort of like investigate and gather data and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Set them up for a little thing, little quest, and yeah. The other bad news is I didn't realize my computer was full, so the next session also didn't get recorded. Woo! Basically, they spend the next period, a couple of days, traveling to this laboratory, trying to find what's going on. They don't find out much before they go inside this like stumpy little tower, and they see it's like, you know, been abandoned and there's not a lot going on, and like this awful abomination of skin and ooze and limbs sort of like forms and manifests itself in the middle of this space, and they all fight the sort of like abomination ooze monster. It was pretty gnarly. Hendrickson almost died. Zafriel got pretty injured as well. You know, all those, you know, not quite as lucky groups of adventurers or whatever that went before them, they were able to sort of pillage off of. They got a couple of magical items here and there. I believe they got like the bracers of defense, a ring of haste, and shoot, I can't remember the third one. I guess we'll find out in the next episode. Yeah, that's the thing. The next time we pick up, you know, the next sesh, it's going to be episode 6, but technically it should be episode 7. So yeah, the next time we pick up, where they have already defeated this awful skin ooze monster, and yeah, maybe in the future I will stay on top of getting all these edited. But, you know, we'll see.